And then there is a cutoff for providers to bid on this request. Okay, so now that you've seen how it actually looks on our end when we get it, I'm going to show you now how to fill out the form. So this is the page that you come to when you go to thumbtack.com. Okay, and you indicate what service, and we want a move. Okay, you indicate your zip code here, and I'm going to put in the zip code, and then you get started. Thumbtack is very convenient in that it, asks you the questions that we need. So what service are you interested in? So be careful with this part because you definitely want to indicate the right things. So for instance, if you're moving in town and it's 50 miles, say you live in the suburbs, as long as it's within 50 miles or under 50 miles, then it is considered local. Anything outside of that is considered long distance. So we're going to say we're moving locally. Okay. Now, if you want other services, say you're moving out and you want somebody to clean up, you can indicate here you want to clean out. Okay, you can't do both. If you want packing, I guess in this section you only can indicate one thing, and then we'll get to the packing later. So whatever the biggest aspect of the job is, that's the scenario that you want to indicate here. So in this case, we're going to say local moving. So we'll hit continue, and we'll move to the next step. The next step is we'll introduce you to pros ready to help you move. What are you moving? So if you have, say you have limited amount of furniture, and say you're going to move your boxes, then you would put just a few things. If you are going to have more than, say, 4 or 5 items, or if you just have a lot of heavy furniture, then this is when you want to go into the size. So studio, 1 bedroom, 2 to 3 bedroom apartment, 2 to 3 bedroom house, 3 to 4 bedroom house, 4 plus bedroom house, or other. So other could be storage units. So you could have a combination of things that you want moved, and you could also have a number of units. So I would indicate here how many units I have. So say I have 4 units. I would indicate that there. So then you hit continue. And how far are you moving? So if you are living in a 1-bedroom apartment and say you're moving within the same building and you don't want anyone to, you don't have any reason to use transportation, say you're on the 4th floor and you're moving down to the 2nd floor, then you would indicate here that you're moving within the same building, and you would then click this, and we would know that you don't. If you're moving under 10 miles, you would indicate that here, 10 to 25, and you're giving an approximation, 25 to 50. If it's other than that, then you would indicate here, and you would put your text in here to give a description of what other indicates. And then you hit continue. Oh, let me go back, and we hit continue. So now, will you have your own truck, van? So if you are renting a truck of any kind, or you have your own pickup truck or whatever, if you're going to use your own transportation, you would click yes. If you are dependent on the mover to supply transportation, then you would indicate that here. And if it's something other than that, you would type your text in here. So we're going to say, no, I need movers to supply transportation. In addition to moving, what services do you need? So as I indicated earlier, when I tried to click on packing and moving, it would not allow that. This is optional. This is where you would indicate you also want a packing specialist to pack your belongings into boxes. If there's a storage unit involved, you could also indicate that here. If you want furniture assembly and disassembly, you would also indicate that. And if you have large, heavy pieces of furniture, you would indicate that here. If there's anything other and you want to leave a message, you would type text in here. Okay, and then you click on continue. And then please estimate the number of large boxes containers to be moved. So of course 0 would not be an option. So we can go from 1 to 70 plus. So you would indicate the number of large boxes. And if it's other, then you would indicate that here. And you would continue. So we're going to say 21 to 70. And then we're going to go on to the next page. Now we're going to indicate, please estimate the number of small to medium containers or boxes to be moved. So we're going to say once again 21 to 40. And if there's any other information, you would click other and you would type the text in here. Continue. Flights of stairs at the location you are moving from. So as I indicated, this is a very important aspect of the move, because depending on what floor you are coming to or from, whether it's elevator, because they're long hallways, that is going to have an effect on the time. Also, the flight that you are coming from and going to. So if you are coming from the 3rd floor going to the 3rd floor and there are only stairs at that location, you would put that here. So 3rd floor, and you would continue. If it has an elevator, you would check this box. So we're going to say that we're loading and we're going down from 3rd flight. Okay, then we will come back here, flight of stairs at the location you are moving to. So once again, we're going to the 3rd floor. Of course, this is going to take longer. Okay, when do you need local moving under the 50 miles? I am flexible is an option, as well as in a few days, as soon as possible, on a particular date. Other. I'm going to select on a particular day, and I'm going to say on the February 20th, which is a Saturday. Date. And then the time, I'm going to say 8 a.m. bright and early so we can avoid traffic. And for how long? So I'm going to indicate it's going to take 3 hours. I don't have to put that there. As you see, it's optional. Depends on several factors. That's the indication. Anything else the mover should know? Yes. Tell us more. I want to leave some items at the local, say the local Goodwill. Okay, so that means that there's going to be an additional stop. Where do you need the local moving under 50 miles? So you will put the zip code there. Okay, and then I am going to show you how you can in fact get a call from the potential mover. And that's important. You should always leave a phone number. The reason I say that is because a lot of times these forms don't always tell the whole story. And so as hard as we try to be as detailed as possible and leave text information, we also need to talk to the potential customer. And the reason we want to talk to them is because we want to get as much information from them as possible, so that when we have already quoted them, we want to make sure our quote is accurate. So at that point, when we talk to them, we've already given them a set of numbers. If we want to make sure that we're not underbidding the job, and we want to make sure we're not overbidding the job. So that's why it's important that we are able to have a phone number in order to reach out to make sure that we're all on the same page. So movers may call. Make sure you check that box. Movers may call me directly with quotes. Once that's done, you would press this button and this would go to Thumbtack. And at some point within the next 24 hours, that quote will be made live to at least several hundred providers. And those providers would be able to quote, and there's a limit of 5. So only 5 moving companies can quote on this particular quote. The reason I did not send it, as I told you earlier, these quotes cost the provider. So this is not, a game. It's not to be played with. It's just something that it can be very expensive to market on Thumbtack if you are getting bogus quotes. So you don't want to, take this and do it haphazardly. You don't want to be a tire kicker. You don't want to be somebody who you got a price from somebody else and then you come on Thumbtack to, get a secondary and you're really not interested in a quote. You're just doing it for peace of mind. That is not what this is. This can be an expensive thing for providers because there's several types of providers on Thumbtack. Everything from events to lessons to wellness, you name it. So you want to be careful that you're not coming on here just to, be a tire kicker. When you come, at least be serious about what you want, what your need is. So I want to thank you for watching. Please subscribe to the channel, Pro Movers Houston. I will put the information in the description so that if you are in the greater Houston area, you can reach out to us for your next move. And once again, this was sponsored by ProMoversHouston.com. You can text or call area code 832-577-9131, and we serve all areas of the greater Houston area. I would like to thank you for watching. I'm Catherine, and we look forward to serving you very soon. Thank you for watching.